The river was deep, I didn't falter. When the valley was low, I still believed. When the mountain was high, it didn't stop me, no. I knew you were waiting, I knew you were waiting for me.
Welcome to Growing with Grace, African Americans on the Move. It's Monday morning, 8 a.m., and it's just my time to say welcome back. You haven't seen me for a while, and I just want to thank Reggie and all those who were on the program who came to our rescue. It's been a wonderful time waiting for you to come back to say, hi, Grace. Anyway, you know, I have a young man you've met before, and he is just dynamic. Oh my God. In fact, we are members of Abyssinian Baptist Church, and he just he brings the spirit in. And when he tells you about his writings, in fact, I don't want to spoil it too much because I'm getting excited. As I said, I've been away for a while, but I'm going to say, Keith, take it away. Say something.
All right, fine. Good morning. My name is Keith Richards, aka Just Sayin. Well, I mean, just to give you a little, get you up to speed on who I am and what I represent and everything. I am Brooklyn born, Queens bred, MC, writer, poet, and producer. And my first full-length album was called Catharsis, and that was when I first was interviewed by this beautiful woman, Ms. Jones here. And since then, I've released a book of my poetry called Animated Poems Volume 1. And most recently, I put out my second full-length LP entitled Konnections. And what can I say? I'm just enormously proud of the record, you know, and I have been through some things physically, but my motto is maintaining, no sense complaining. You know, I wasn't built to walk around with a chip on my shoulder saying, woe is me, woe is me. God put me here to do something. I'm going to make sure that it gets done, bottom line. So, let's talk.
All right.
What's happening?
Now, I know that, give another, the name of your book and how we can get it.
Sure, okay. Well, all of my work can be accessed through my website, which is www.justsayinmusic.com, which is www.justsayinmusic.com. All right, and you can see videos of me. You can have access to all of my recorded material and my written material. So that's the ticket if you want to holler at me.
Now, some of the things that you are that you have done is Road Trip.
Yes.
Do It Like Me. Mm-hmm. Don't Waste My Time. Backyard. Rise and Fall. Mm-hmm. What Do You Say, What Do You Do? Wordplay, dedicated to a tribe called Quest.
My all-time favorite rap group.
Okay.
No respect to Run DMC also.
And then, right.
Queens represent. Mm-hmm.
Then, What's Your Pleasure? Adults Only. And Open Doors. Mm-hmm. Hungry.
Right.
Heaven and Hell. Whoa, that should be interesting. Mm-hmm. God is good all the time.
That's right.
And Mama. And I remember the last time, were you talking about, was it a Father's Day, one of the readings you had done that was so absolutely touching?
It was Mother's Day. Last time I performed at Abyssinian, and I did Mama. And basically, for whatever reason, my instrumental couldn't be played. So I just did it a cappella, and I just stood there and snapped my fingers.
Oh, yes.
And had the whole congregation waving their hands and everything. And it basically, I mean, I lost my mother 4 years ago. And the song Mama, I can barely take credit for it. It's as though it almost wrote itself, you know, and I did it and got a great response, got a standing ovation.
Can we have a little bit of it? Because I don't mind doing that.
All right, I'll do the
Since Mama was then and
then
then Father's coming up.
That's right. All right. Okay. Well, in the second verse, I'm talking directly to her, so you know, pray with me on it.
Yes.
Hey, Ma. I could never repay you for all you've given to me. You'll always be here in spirit because you're living through me, and I live my life in honor of you. Simply put, I just do what I know that you would have me do. It ain't getting no easier. This world is rough. I still smile knowing I'll see you again soon enough. I know you wouldn't want me here wallowing in my grief. Compared to time in heaven, time on earth is supposed to be brief. None of us were ready for that Tuesday afternoon, but no matter when you left, it would have been too soon. So living in regret is something we won't allow. The rest of us are making it the best way we know how. Your daughter's so pretty, she looks just like you. Dad is moving on, even though he misses you too. As for me, your baby boy is doing just fine. Dealing with my share of issues, but I'm still on the grind. You're still my inspiration, so I'll be strong when I feel afraid. And I won't forget the promise I made. There was so much more that I wanted to talk to you about, so I wasn't ready for you to be out. You and I both know that Earth can be a vicious scene. You deserve a resting place fit for a queen. Somewhere beautiful, joyous, peaceful, and serene. So enjoy paradise. Now play your tambourine. So all my people in the house, put your hands up in the air if you love your mama like I do. If you love your mama like I do. If you love your mama like I do. So all my people in the house, put your hands up in the air if you love your mama like I do. If you love your mama like I do. If you love your mama like I do. Thank you.
Oh,
Right.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, now, continue. Because I know you just have so many, just regale us with your wonderful
Alright.
words.
Fine. Well, I have a song called, let's see, Rise and Fall. Now, with this song, is basically a story that I tell about a young man basically just trying to be something that he wasn't. And I could show you much better than I could tell you. So this is basically it. He was young and had dreams of being among the stars, living a life of luxury, driving the hottest cars. He decided he would do it through music. His talent, he wanted to use it. Plus, he knew when people heard it, they couldn't refuse it. He had books full of rhymes prepared. He wasn't scared. He decided it was time to share. Turned on the radio, but when the records would spin, he heard the same old thing every time he tuned in. Talking about my women, my drugs, my guns, my jewelry, my clothes, my cars, my funds, going against everything he was about. Dollar signs in his eyes, he saw no option but to go that route. His own truth, he thought he had to conceal it, because everywhere he went, he had to deal with, you ain't spitting no real shit. So for that so-called street appeal, he had to choose between keeping it real and keeping it real. Wrote a bunch of new rhymes to fit the new ideal, talked himself right into $1 million record deal. The record company ate it up. Whether or not any of it was really true, they said, so what? So instead of embracing his own individuality, he took on an image that was far from his reality. Rocking the crowd with an impeccable flow, city to city doing show after show. And what do you know? He attained a crazy amount of success, but when you're on top, that's when everybody wanted to test. The fans gravitated, so he felt like he made it, but in the process, he became everything that he hated. His beliefs, morals, and values were violated, from living a life erroneous and fabricated. More and more people started looking into his past. Fans of your music don't appreciate getting gassed. You can only make it rain so long before you suffer a drought. It wasn't long before he got called out. He got himself in the waters that he just couldn't swim. But all the while, all they needed was to just do him. By then, the record company got all that they needed and decided it was time for him to be superseded. See, they didn't really care he was a public disgrace, because there were millions lined up waiting to take his place. Among the majority of the closed-minded, blinded to the fact his whole style had no truth behind it, and everything about him was a massive crock. Now we suffer an aftershock for not seeing past the block, and he's a laughingstock devoid of any buzz, all because he was exposed for what he really was. This shouldn't even be a surprise to y'all. Just a story of another rapper's rise and fall.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, like I said, baby, this is your show. It gives me pleasure again to introduce to you none other than Keith Richards. And I'm going to go, let's see, it's Just Sayin'. Just Sayin'.
Exactly.
Just Sayin'.
Yes. And, you know, I'm glad you keep saying that because it just compels me to just explain my name. The reason why, first of all, it's a phrase that I use all the time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I love it.
And one time I was conversing with a friend of mine, and she said, "You always just saying. You always just saying." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And I thought about it, and I used to write commentaries all the time and just sign my name as Just Saying. And I decided to just keep that name because if you think about it, whenever you use the phrase, I'm just saying, it's always followed by something that's true or something that somebody needs to hear, that bottom line truth. You know, I'm just saying, I need to be up in Harlem.
Ease over the punch.
Exactly. It's like, I'm just saying, I need to be in Harlem at 5:30, I'm in Queens, I think I need to leave now, you know?
Just saying.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying, you've been seeing your so-called girlfriend walking around Harlem with like 5 different dudes in a week. I'm just saying she might not be your girl, you know? You know, it's that bottom line truth.
Yes.
So that's what I always try to give people, that bottom line truth. Therefore, I am just saying.
Just saying.
You know, J-Say for short.
Yes,
you know?
indeed. Oh, my. So, go ahead. I mean, tell us a little more about your background.
Sure. Like I said, born in Brooklyn, grew up in Queens. I've been in Queens since the last time the Mets won the World Series, just to give you an idea how long it's been. And I am a graduate of the University of Delaware. Got my bachelor's in psychology. And it was funny because I've been rapping, you know, taking it seriously since, I would say, junior high school. I wrote my first rap in junior high. And, you know, got a good response. So I'm like, maybe I'll write another one. And by the time I got to high school, I was rapping. And, you know, we would get together in the ciphers in the lunchroom. One kid would bang the beat on the table. And we would just go in a circle, just doing our thing. And what was different, I took a different approach to it because everybody else is pretty much rapping about, you know, the usual things. They're cursing up a storm, they're disrespecting women, and they're talking about guns that they are shooting in. I'm like, dude, we're in high school, this is Queens Village, and something tells me that you're not living that kind of life, but I'm stepping into the cypher. I'm rapping about something I just learned in chemistry class, or just, you know, taking, you know, just being true to who I am.
Enlightening, educational.
Well, I mean,
exciting.
Yeah, exciting. That would be fine. But, you know, not necessarily trying to enlighten anybody, but just being true to myself. You know, I'm a 15-year-old kid. You know, I live in Rosedale, Queens. That's where I grew up. I was raised by my happily married biological parents. I was never involved in any kind of gunplay. I never sold drugs a day in my life, but none of that makes me any less hip-hop than any of you here, you know. And people had to respect me because I didn't talk about anything that wasn't real to me, and I could still rap circles around 99% of the people in the cypher. So it was like, okay, they had to, you know, give me my respect,
right.
You know. And it was funny because all the way through senior year, I had people writing in my yearbook, have a great music career, you know, Keith, you're a star, you know, but I never took any of that serious. I'm like, whatever, man. I like to write rhymes and everything, but I'm just gonna go to school and come out and get me a 9-to-5 job, whatever, this rap thing, whatever. And it took me even getting through college, because even in college people were telling me, looking at me as that guy, he raps for real. He's so musically inclined. If you have any questions about any kind of music, holla at Keith.
Beautiful.
You know, so in my first year of graduate school, which happened to be my last year of graduate school, me and the University of Delaware and myself decided that it would be best if we went our separate ways. And for the first time, I had to sit and really ask myself, what in the world do I want to do with my life? you know, and that thought process turned into, well, what is it that I'm good at? And every thought process, it all came back to music. And I'm just, and it was a real revelation. I'm just like, wow, when you find out that my friends were right ever since high school, you know? And I'm like, well, and I said, well, if this is what God put me here to do, then ultimately I won't fail. Because if this is what he wants me to do, then he's going to make sure it gets done through me. You know, I'm sure I'm going to have some bumps along the way, but ultimately I will not fail. And so far, so good, I must say. You know, I'm an independent artist, but my audience is building every time I go out and do my thing, you know, because I get nothing but good reviews, you know. Of course, I come across a few haters, you know, from time to time, you know, but
That keeps you strong.
Yeah, that's what haters are supposed to do, you know.
May I say I congratulate you, because I'm listening and I'm thinking of just a few times I met Maya Angelou. And I see a male version to some extent.
Wow.
I mean, it's
That's heavy.
it's what you have in here that's showing out there. I'm sure they feel it like I do. And every time I've heard you, I always think, wow, one day your name is going to be blazing across the sky.
Well, thank you.
It's just wonderful. And because of her current passing, I can think, my God, you know, what's the future? The public is saying.
Right.
You hang in there.
Yeah.
You keep the faith.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Absolutely.
It's keeping the faith.
Yeah. And as far as bumps along the way, I mean,
That makes you strong.
Absolutely. I mean, but I've been through. I've had major brain surgery twice, and one minor brain surgery. Although I have no idea how you can call any kind of brain surgery minor.
Yes.
And but I keep it moving. You know, I look at it like I'm not built to sit around sad saying, woe is me. You know, because one of my favorite Bible stories, is the parable of the talents, where, you know, I don't want to get to heaven, you know, not taking advantage of the gift that God gave me. Because I don't want to have that meeting with God and he's saying, Keith, what did you do with that talent that I gave you? And I can't stand there and say, well, you also gave me VHL disease, so what was I supposed to do? You know, what was I supposed to do? And, you know, last thing I want is for God to say, you slothful, lazy servant, why don't you turn your punk behind around and walk the other way? Beat it. You know, I can't have that. You know, I got to see mom again.
Yes.
You feel me? So, and another thing, rather than sit around feeling like what was me, I feel like God also put me here to be an influence to other people and an inspiration to other people. And
the young people, I'm sure,
Yeah.
they just take it all in like a sponge.
Right. That's the point, because I've lectured and I've spoken and I've entertained at a lot of schools also. So, you know, and the kids make me feel like a superstar.
Well, I do know when you are at church and you go up to that microphone and I say it's like you walk and you say, I'm here, God. Do your thing.
Yeah.
And it just flows out of you. And you can feel the energy rising. I mean, I'm sincere. You can just feel it. And I mean, it's standing ovation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish you had a nickel for every time someone stood there and collected along the way. But I mean, it's wonderful.
It's the ultimate high. It really is. It's a high.
The gift. And you know, that must have been it the very first time you did this before public, and it felt good, you know. Because I know just for myself, I remember the very first time I spoke before an audience, and they reacted. I didn't know what I was going to be doing later on, and it was high school GO
Right.
presenting who was going to be run for president, rather.
Okay.
And I gave such a wonderful speech, I was amazed at myself. And when people, only somebody to say, well done.
Thank
You know, you hear it many, many times in life. But that final time is one that I'll be looking forward to. But in the meantime, it's nice when your fellow members and brothers and sisters say, well done. And you can tell it's in the eyes, the glow.
Right, and that's why, I mean, I'm very thankful for my church family at Abyssinia.
Oh, my dear.
You know, and for Pastor Butts, just my frat brother, by the way. You know, just giving me the space, the time and space to just, you know, do my thing. You know, as well as my church family in Brooklyn at Mount Pisgah Baptist Church, where the Reverend Dr. Johnny Ray Youngblood is the pastor. You know,
I love him.
And it was funny because when I had to go to the hospital in Bethesda, Maryland, at National Institutes of Health, so that I could have radiation therapy because I have some tumors on my spine also. And when I came back, I had to walk with a walker, so I've come a long way just in that sense also, because I haven't used my walker in more than a year. But anyhow, it was my grandma's walker. Anyhow.
Well, she's been carrying you along with Jesus.
Yeah. I saw Pastor Youngblood in Brooklyn. I was walking with a walker. He was like, Chief, that's you? I said, yeah. And then he just got so upset because he saw me with a walker. He was like, people told me that you were dealing with something, but I didn't know it was this extreme. And you know, he prayed for me for weeks and weeks and weeks after that. And I told him that I had become a member of Abyssinian. And he said, me and Cal are good friends.
Yes.
He calls him Cal. And he was like, I'm going to see to it that you have a dual membership. So now I'm a member of Abyssinian and Mount Pisgah.
Well, I'll tell you, I remember the Sunday he was at Abyssinian, he preached. Oh my God, we thought the roof was going to just come down. You're talking about the word of the Lord coming down upon you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, anyway, I'm a happy Abyssinian of many, 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 many years.
Yeah.
But I love him very much.
Yeah, so
when you see him, just tell him, growing with
pastors.
Grace sends her love. And Reginald Jordan, because he was kind enough, what we were doing, I wanted to interview him. And he got caught up in something that had to take him away. He was such a dear person. He took us to his office. We met his secretary. He says, now you could, and he introduced me to several other people. And I was just amazed. The hospitality.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's a brother, a real down-home brother.
Absolutely.
You know, and I had been going for many years to his Mayapha. So that just made it, But anyway, when you see some of the, like Mary B. Brooks and Denise Gray there, tell them Grayson's love, okay?
All right.
And this gives me pleasure to just talk about sending love and talk about people that you care about. You just keep on, because I got to get you involved with Ordelco.
All right.
That's a nice segue.
All right. Yeah, very nice segue.
Yes. Anyway, Ordelco is an organization that celebrates excellence in black theater. And we are saying save the date, November 17th, and we're having our 42nd annual Vivian Robinson Recognition Ordelco Award, Excellence in Black Theater. I shouted from the rooftops, please come out and join with us. Our stars, you hear about the Tony Awards and who received what, and you hear about the Oscars and how many blacks, people of color that are presented. Well, I want you to know, we honor excellence in black theater and people of color, such as, I'll tell you who have been winners. We've had Denzel Washington back in 1974. We've had Samuel L. Jackson. We've had Debbie Allen. We've had Adolph Caesar. When you saw, they've been showing The Color Purple, but Adolph Caesar with the Negro Ensemble Company. Oh my God, I mean, I get very excited. Last year, we had a wonderful group of people, and We had, this year we will be having, crossing my fingers now, Ralph Carter and Bernadette Dennis, who will be the host. And you have to come out to find out who's going to be the co-chairs. I'll keep you informed as time goes by. So, as I said, it's just such a wonderful organization. And we know when we have our Adulco Award, people aren't going to just be, say, 3 or 4, because now they're increasing how many black people get the Tony Awards, etc. We're going to make sure that the majority, did you hear me? Majority of people will be receiving the Adulco Award. And that's in lighting, set design, costume design, lead actor, lead actress, ensemble, dramatic production of the year. Oh my. I'm getting excited because we're building up towards it now. So I ask you to give me a call, Grace, 212-222-0206, so that I can tell you all about it, okay? And watch the program. And let me just tell you, if you want, the website for Adulco is www.au, D as in David, ELCO, @org, O-R-G. And look at all the wonderful things we've done, okay? I look forward to seeing you again real soon. And my guest, Keith, the good Lord's going to continue to bless him all the way. He is a gem. He is our treasure. And I want everybody to know it. And my special treasure is there. Mr. Reginald Jordan, I thank you so much for the time you put in and helped to keep the show running while I was away. God bless you. And again, see you next week. And if you see someone without a smile, remember to give them one of yours. And go ahead, look at, I love Keith's smile. It's just absolutely wonderful. Yes. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Tell him what you want. Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want. Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want. Call him up and tell him what you want. Oh, if you want your life to right, tell him what you want. If you want your body right, tell him what you want. If you want your